Are you tired of having this amazing idea for an artwork in your head, but the results aren't really meeting your expectations? I regret not introducing certain things into my workflow sooner, so I'm here to show you common techniques among professional artists. So here's how all the epic splash arts are made, which you may know from games like League of Legends, or really any game made by studios like Riot Games or Blizzard. I'm using one of my artworks from this year as an example. Before you even start doing anything, make sure you're prepared, meaning you have all your references ready, though you can always add new ones to your board down the line. PureRef is the most commonly used tool for those. This is what mine looked like at the end of the project. I chose an iconic scene from the first episode of Chainsaw Man, so I rewatched that part over and over again and took screenshots for every part that seemed useful. It also helps to look at what other people have done before you, even if it's just for inspiration, style reference, composition, or completely unrelated to your artwork. It may help you make certain decisions during the process. Your first idea will most likely not be the best one, so making thumbnails is a common technique to quickly test out multiple compositions before you even start the real sketch. About a year ago, I finally convinced myself to learn Blender, since using 3D is another common technique to speed up your workflow. I recreated my thumbnail in Blender and I gotta say it really helped me pick the right camera angle, but in the end I did all of the artwork from scratch, using the 3D version just as a guide for where things would be placed in the scene. Oftentimes the 3D render is used as a base for the artwork, so the artist just paints on top of it, saving hours or even days of work in certain cases. Here's an example where I did exactly that in the past. Next up, I played around with the values of the composition, making sure things would stand out, be properly lit, and even convey the right mood for the scene I chose. Many artists get too hung up on choosing the right colors, but in reality they don't even matter if the values are correct. Though, you should always make sure to honor the design of the character and stick to what the original reference is using, but even if you don't, it'll only help you stand out and be unique. So for me, values always come first, but right after that I throw in a bit of color to see if things feel the way I want them to. Last, but definitely not least, rendering, or as I like to call it sometimes, the polishing phase. From this point on, you could basically spend an eternity on your artwork, just making sure it doesn't look like a sketch anymore. You will see me go back and forth, tweaking and revising already finished parts because they are either way less polished or way too polished compared to the rest of the art. Sometimes you notice things are missing or certain things are just too much, so this is where your personal taste and intuition really get to shine. I like to put on a documentary or a movie in the back while doing this, as it often doesn't really require much brainpower anymore, and you just go through and try to make things look good. My favorite part is definitely playing around with the lighting in the scene. If you have a hard time shading a scene properly, feel free to check out my beginner course on Gumroad, which should also include a breakdown of the lighting in this scene in the following weeks or months, depending on when I get to it. I think it was Da Vinci who said, "Art is never finished, only abandoned." And at some point you gotta call it done and just be happy with what you created. I really recommend sharing your art with other artists and maybe directly asking them for feedback. You yourself might not see things they see, and by exchanging feedbacks with each other, your skills will improve a lot faster rather than just doing art by yourself and you being the only one giving yourself feedback. This is where artists who work in a studio environment become so good so quickly. You are surrounded by like-minded individuals, which is exactly why I created a Discord server in 2016 to create a nurturing environment where we as artists get to share our work and support each other through feedback, but also participate in collabs to create massive artworks together. So the artwork is pretty much finished at this point. I really didn't want to make a long tutorial, just break down the main steps for you. If you would like to see longer tutorials that go into detail or just videos about a specific topic that you struggle with, like sketching, 3D, and lighting, finding right references, then please leave a comment below. Otherwise, I'd really appreciate if you gave this video a like and subscribe to not miss any future videos. That's all from me. Peace!